Okay, what we have here are the M8 Avengers Mark 1 and Mark 2. Anyway, I learned a lot from putting both of them together, and let me show you some of the detailing I did on this. But first off, I want to talk about is why I did a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. The Mark 1 right here, as you can see, I've got some kind of strange coating over it. What this is the Smooth-On Epsilon. And I gotta say, I'm not too thrilled with the product. I don't think it's meant for something like this, and let me show you why. First off, maybe I mixed too much of it. Maybe that's the problem. I mixed up some 100 gram batches. Of course, 5 parts to 1 according to the instructions. But the stuff set up very, very quickly and did not really go on in what I would call a thin coat. As you can see, it's really blotchy here. And we had to put a second coat on, and I dyed the second coat white so I could see where I put it on there. And like a place right here, it's very, very smooth, but it did bubble up a bit. So I tried sanding it, and as you can see here, when I sanded it down, it actually went down to the back down to the bare foam. So I think more experimentation is in order for the Smooth-On, but for what I was going to do, this just wasn't going to cut it. So I was not very, very happy with it. Now, on the other hand, for tight little places like this, it did a great job of sealing up gaps. Unfortunately, like places like this, it did too good a job of sealing up gaps. Another problem with the Epsilon is that once I got it on there, it is brittle. And when I flexed a couple of pieces, just a little bit, there's what happened. You get a nice big crack going through it. And if you press down on it, yeah, there you go. You can hear the cracking. And what happens is the epoxy just does not want to flex. Now, if for just a little bit like that, it's okay. But if you push it deep, so it's So, well, like I said, more experimentation is in order. Maybe for a large area that's not going to take much abuse, maybe it would work out better. So there's that. Let me get that out of the way. So the second thing, though, I did was I came back and I redid the. Well, a little hard to see. Let's go over to the window. I came back and I just basically reworked it. I built a new one up. Everything on here is hot glued. I got the vents looking a lot better. I like the way the details came out better. I didn't try to make as many small pieces as you can see here. I did wrap pretty much the whole thing in craft foam to cover up all the seams. So overall, I'm a lot happier with this one. And I may or may not put that M8 Avenger a laminate piece on there, but we'll see how that works out. So anyway, there it is. I cut this out using that purple template that's down in my comments. So and that's these pieces right here. But again, as you can see, I went with larger strips on here. Now they did wrinkle a little bit going around the corner. I'm not really worried about that. As Cambot says, it's time to just get over it, finish it up. So there's that. Now there's no sight piece on here right now, but I'm going to attach that later on. And here is the sight piece. And again, it's just a couple pieces of the EVA foam, of the floor foam. We're wrapped with a little bit of craft foam, topped with a little piece of craft foam, and then for the eyepiece, I'll show you what I got here. Nothing fancy. Basically just a soda cap and then a medicine cap. I like those indentations on there. I think they looked pretty good. And then I just took a piece of the thin craft foam, cut it to shape, and then hot glued it in there. So what will happen is that'll stick on the end of the site assembly like that, and that'll, I don't know how well you can see that, but it'll stick on there like that, and that's how it's going to look. So the next step is to paint this with this stuff, the Minwax polyacrylic. Again, that's the water-based polyurethane. You can put on multiple coats in a day. Since it's water based, it's not too funky. You don't have to really worry about ventilation. Do use ventilation, please, but it's nowhere near as nasty to work with as the epoxy is. So a coat of that, let it dry for an hour and a half. Another coat, let it dry. You can put on 4 or 5 coats of this stuff and really build it up, and and then one of the nice things is some of these little gaps right here, it will fill in those gaps for you. And then once you're done with it, once I'm done with that, the plan is to put a coat of spray paint on there. And again, I'm just going to go with the Rust-Oleum stuff right here that gave me a really good finish on the flat areas. And then once I'm done with that, for some of the areas, I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint them. Let's see, this is Testors. Oops, I'm sorry about the finger there. This is Testors flat steel, not silver, but steel. And then this is Model Master gunmetal, and I'm going to use that for a couple of bits. And then I'm going to use some of that gloss white just on this area right here. So if I want to put these well, not decals, but if I want to put these on here, I certainly will be able to. Now, what I did with these, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you probably can. I printed off the M8 logo, cut that out sharply, as tightly as I could. Then I put another piece of paper on there for backing. So what'll happen is when I cut this M8 logo back out of the laminate, the back piece, the back part of it here should just peel right apart from the front part. And then I can if I paint this white, I can place that M8 logo right on there, and that'll look pretty good. Plus the laminate over top of it will help dodge the wear and tear. So with that, that's where the rifle's standing. I think it's looking pretty good. I've got a little, bit to do on the armor itself, but it's more of a tweak this and touch up that type thing. Although one thing I think I am going to do for the hips, or for the hip and leg pieces, hip and thigh pieces, is use some snaps that I bought at Joann's Fabrics, and those will actually help hold it up a little better. I won't have to tighten up the straps as tightly, and maybe that'll let my legs breathe a little bit while I'm wearing it. So anyway, with that, I'll come back, and before I go to Comic-Con, I'll try to get another quick video in and show you everything that's going on. And if not, if not, at the very least, I'll post some pics and maybe some video from Comic-Con. So with that, thank you very much, and good luck if you're making one of these. And again, if you've got any tips or questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Thanks. Bye.